Dark Knight is back with more muscle mass than ever. On today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the McFarlaneToys DC Multiverse Dark Knight Returns Batman. And here we have the figure standing straight out of the box without any crazy pose or accessories. My first impressions: I am personally a really big fan of the Dark Knight Returns comic and animated movie by Frank Miller. If you're a Batman fan, I highly recommend watching it. It's a really nice movie, or reading the comic because that's a really nice read as well. If you're wondering why Batman looks so buff, why does he look like a bodybuilder? Well, because this is actually an older man, Bruce Wayne, so he might have some fats other than muscle mass on him. So when he returns, given the title of the movie and the comic, he's actually having a hard time fighting crime because he's not as agile and thin as he used to be. So he actually just has to work like this. He's really buff and strong. I actually quite like this plastic cape. It's not too bad, it's sculpted nicely, but I actually would have preferred a soft goods cloak, as you know me by now. Everything else, the proportions seem to be nice. One thing is that the head seemed to be a bit small, just a tiny bit small in my opinion. It should have been just a little bit bigger. That's the only thing I have about it as of now, but now let's take a look at the accessories. And here are all the accessories that come with this figure. And it also comes with two parts for the Build-A-Figure, more like a Build-A-Horse actually. It comes with the tail of the horse and two of the legs, but they don't actually show you here on the box. As you can see, there's the tail and the two legs there, but they don't even fit on the rotating display at this point, and I just kept them in the box because I might actually complete the set, and then we'll actually take a look at all the different pieces and the horse itself. But just so you know, it does come with those pieces as well. But now let's start with one of my favorites that comes with the DC Multiverse figures. It's the trading cards, but I actually kind of prefer the old ones, that had actual comic book art on it. Now they're just using figure photography, which is, it's also pretty nice, and I guess it takes actually more time to do these, but I don't know. And on the other side, you can take a look at the bio if you want to read it. Pause now. It's pretty nice. The one that fell off, it's this right here. As you can see, it's a nice little, it's a grappling hook, I guess, a grappling rope, more like. It's weird that he doesn't, okay, I actually just use my hand, it's much easier. I can't remember if he actually uses a grappling gun in the movie, or is this the only thing that he uses? He actually, just kind of, he just like lassos it up to a building. I would have liked if it came with this style of kind of a batarang, because in the movie he does use these weird shaped batarangs, but they're actually a bit smaller and they are metal colored as well. But it would have been nice if it came with those, but he already comes with many accessories, so you can't gripe about it. This is soft, so you can bend it any way or shape you want it. Maybe this could have been a wire, so it actually would have stayed that way, but it's alright. You can put it in his hands and you can totally do this pose that is on the trading card, like he's actually preparing to throw it somewhere. So this is pretty nice. And then there's the famous DC Multiverse display stand. This does help the figure stand quite a lot. We have seen a lot of these, if you have any DC Multiverse figures, every figure comes with these. It's very nice. It's just a little imprint here, DC, and now my fingerprints are all over it. And the figure does have peckles on both sides, so you can have him pose here however you like. I think every figure, like Hasbro should take notes, every Black Series figure, in my opinion, should come with a display stand. It's just, some figures have a really hard time standing, so it will be really nice. Then he also comes with two pairs of fists, which is something that I think every Batman figure should come with, because Batman should be able to throw some hands, and these fist hands are pretty nice actually. That, you know, his default hands are gripping hands, but it's really nice that they included fists as well if you want to change it up. Really nice. Alright, now let's move on to the details of the figure. Let's take a look at the details of the figure, starting from top to bottom. Starting with the head, it's a really nice head sculpt, but I'm not sure if I like this kind of angry looking face, because if you just have him in this sort of neutral pose, he just looks really angry without no reason at all. If you have him, you know, with his hands up, ready to throw some fists, or anything else in an action pose, this works well. But as I've said, it's just in a neutral pose, he looks weird. He's just like, as if he's having like a toothache or something, or like a backache maybe because he's too old or something. But you know, it's nice, and it really represents the Frank Miller style quite well, because this is exactly how he looked. Even the wrinkles on the forehead, that's really nice as well, if you can see that. The shape of the eyes, the mouth, everything this is really nice. The really short ears as well, if you're a fan of these. If you're a fan of the long ears, I suggest you buy the Arkham Asylum Batman. That figure has really long ears. I'm actually really a big fan of the shorter ears. But these actually might be a bit too short. I think they should be just a tiny bit longer, but it's alright. Let's take a look at the cape. This is one of the better plastic molded capes, actually. It's not too bad. It has a really nice material, actually, kind of like rubber. You know, it gets out of the way of the articulation. It's really nice material. You know, it's all right, but you can always just change it with a custom soft goods cloak. I suggest you just cut over here and you could just kind of peel these off. They're not molded. Well, they're just kind of glued on right there, more likely. Maybe I'll do a video where I install a custom cape on this figure, maybe, because I do want to do a soft goods on this. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. Let's take a look at the back. As you can see, he has lots and lots of muscle on his back. He never skips back day, and he never I don't think this Batman skips any day, to be honest. He just exercises all the day, and fighting crime, of course. The chest emblem is really nice. These are one of the favorite Batman emblems, actually. Really like the big. I think Ben Affleck's Batman had a similar emblem, actually. They are quite similar. Look at the biceps, the tricep muscles, everything. Really like the fins on this, the gauntlet. Look really nice. They're not bent or out of shape or anything. They are just right. One thing is that the right hand is quite loose on mine, so I might have to do something about that. Look at those abs. And again, this Dark Knight Returns belt is one of my favorite, because it does look like a proper utility belt. It just pouches all over. That's, in my opinion, how it should look. I mean, when he just has kind of like a normal belt and there's like a couple of capsules, like what does he store in those? Like there can't be anything in those, and this looks really military and tactical. Really big thighs as well. Never skips leg day for sure. Really like the boots, how they come up in this kind of triangular shape. And he does have pec holes, as I've mentioned before. So now let's get into the articulation. Articulation-wise, starting from top to bottom. Mind that this is my personal copy of the figure, so I might be a bit more careful with it. Starting with the head is on a ball joint. He does not look up very much. In fact, that's the only thing you're gonna get. Looks down about this much, which is all right. No side-to-side movement, but he can do the Exorcist full on. That's it on the head. He does have a butterfly joint, which kind of allows him to do some things. He can do a full T-pose if he like. They do so all the way around. The butterfly joint seems to be really hard on mine. I don't know why. They don't seem to move at all. Weird. I can't seem to. Yeah, they move a tiny bit, as you can see. Single jointed elbow goes about, yeah, that's 90 degrees. Then you have a swivel, and you have the McFarlaneToys hinge where you can, do horizontal, or you can kind of move it out of the way, and you can do the vertical hinge as well. Ab articulation, he cannot bend forward at all. Wait a minute, something's weird here. You can move it like this, but he doesn't have any bend back or bend forward. It seems like I can't seem to move it, either that or it's really, really hard. He does have some swivel. Yeah, he does have a swivel right here. Legs go out this much, almost a Jean-Claude Van Damme. Or the hinge goes forward this much. The diaper hinders it quite a bit. Moves back this much. Double jointed knees, which allow this much. There is a cut on the thigh here. And of course there's a rock side to side and a hinge back and forward this much. Okay, so let's just have him in a T-pose to just do some dominance. Now let's take a look at the size and comparisons. Forgot to mention he does have toe articulation as well. Size-wise, the Dark Knight Returns Batman seems to be standing at approximately 18 inches to the top of his head, which translates to 7 inches in height. Comparing him to another 17 scale Batman figure, this is him standing next to the DC Essentials Batman Rebirth, the version 2, I believe. Here we have him standing next to the DC Multiverse Arkham Asylum Batman. This is the Arkham Asylum Batman figure, but I had him customized with some extra paint and a custom cape. Here we have him standing next to a 6-inch scale figure. This one is the Star Wars The Black Series Beskar Armored Mandalorian. And here we have him standing next to a can of Coca-Cola. And my final thoughts on this figure. As I've said, I'm a really big fan of Frank Miller's art style and the Dark Knight Returns comic and animated movie, so, it's straightforward. I really like this figure. I've been waiting for this figure to come out for years, actually, so I'm really happy to have it in my hand. If you're a fan of the more traditional, leaner Batman with long ears, then this figure might not be for you. But, if you want to build build a horse that comes with this wave, you're gonna have to collect a Superman, Joker, and the Robin as well, and you can have a 7-inch scale horse, which is pretty nice as well. I don't recommend buying every figure just for that build a horse, because McFarlaneToys I think will release a 7-inch scale horse, which is pretty much using the same mold but with some different things in the Witcher Netflix series line, I believe. So you might want to just wait for that. Other than that, nice accessories. The grappling rope is nice. The extra fists are very nice. The trading card is nice. It's a nice sculpt, nice paint applications. The articulation is, kind of not there in some places. It would have been nice to get a soft goods cloak, but McFarlaneToys never actually does. I think the only time they did it was probably with the Gold Label Signature Collection Batman Year 2 figure. That's a really expensive figure. That does come with a soft goods cloak. That's the only thing. So that was my review of the McFarlaneToys DC Multiverse Dark Knight Returns Batman. If you liked the video, consider leaving a like, or if you didn't like the video, consider leaving a dislike. That's an option for you as well. If you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing to my channel. If you think I missed anything or just have an opinion on this video, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you later.